Hello, my name is Tim. I'm the event director of Metcon Rush. I'm here to bring you guys events 1 through 6 for your elite individual division. Going to break down the event flow, the standards, hopefully answer some questions you guys may or may not have about the events. Obviously, if you have more questions than what I am providing answers for, you can always direct message us. Obviously, on the day of the event, we'll have athlete control and whatnot that can help you guys as well answer any questions you might have in the moment. And then on that Friday, when you guys arrive, we'll have a little bit of a break between the run and the lift. We'll probably use that time to kind of break down some of the events as well for any questions you guys have. So off the bat, we're gonna go over event 1, which is just the campus run. There is a loop around the campus that is just outside or directly next to the venue that we're using. We'll be bringing a company in to handle all the timing. So when you guys arrive on Friday, we'll have check-in from like 10 a.m. to roughly like 11:30. From there, we'll have you guys get your stuff, find some space within the facility if you want, or outside if you prefer to be outside. We have space inside, outside, it's your choice. And then you guys will check in for your timing chips, your bibs, and then we will, even though the workout, the event schedule does say 12:30 for both the men and women, we will have a little bit of a stagger. So the women will start and then the men will start after that, but I put that on there just to make sure everybody's there at the same time, and that way we can kind of go over everything together as a group versus having people show up at different times and having to kind of break it down multiple times. So again, when you guys get there, check in 10 a.m. to 11:30 range. We'll go and get you guys checked in again for your bibs, your chip timer, and then we will also brief you on the layout of the run at the venue as well to give you kind of a better idea what you're looking at. But we'll have staff out there, we'll have delineators and caution tape kind of also guiding you where you need to be. We'll have a gator driving around as well, again kind of giving you guys a good idea of the path. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a loop. That's gonna be 4 loops to accumulate your 2.4 mile run. So no real hills, pretty flat for the most part. There is shade kind of throughout the run. It's looking like it should be hopefully a pretty decent weekend as far as weather with temperature. Right now the forecast does show some showers, but it's like either late in the morning or early in the morning or late at night, so it shouldn't affect us at all for that at all. So that'll be the first event. Give you guys a little bit of time in between, come back inside. We have showers in there. We have, it's all air conditioned. We'll have some athlete care on hand, so if anybody needs to get worked on, whatever you might need in between that and the lift, you guys have plenty of time to obviously recover and do the things you need to do in that case. So again, it's pretty straightforward for the run. I don't think I'm missing anything there, but again, we'll give you guys a little bit better idea of what the run looked like in person. We'll have like a printout of the layout, but once you get going, we'll have markers and all kinds of stuff. You really can't mess it up. Some people ask me to wear music, wear earbuds. I don't care if you want to wear a headset or whatever to listen to music or audio or whatever you want to do. Your choice. But yeah, so that'll be our event 1. Again, this will be handled by another company. So as far as like timing and all those different things, this is what they do. I've gone over a bunch of fail safes with them. They have a bunch of stuff in place for that to make sure nothing happens. Again, you'll wear a chip timer, a bib, all that good stuff. So that's event 1. Pretty straightforward for the most part. Event 2 is a clean complex. So we're doing 1 clean plus 1 hang clean plus 1 front squat plus a jerk, right? You have 4 attempts. So basically at 3, 2, 1, go, you'll have an attempt. You have a full 2-minute window to get that done. If you do miss it, you cannot reattempt it. You only get that window to get that done. Then every 2 minutes, you'll attempt it again for a total of 4 attempts. I had some people ask me, can they like do some portion of the complex? And the answer is no. I want everybody to do attempt the clean, the hang clean, the front squat, and the jerk, because if some are doing it and some are not, it's gonna A, create a different test, and B, some are obviously putting out more effort than others, and I don't want there to be any discrepancy across the board. So you must attempt the clean, hang clean, front squat, jerk sequence each time you attempt it. Now, it can be a power clean or it could be a squat clean. It could be a hang squat clean or just a hang power clean. It's your choice as far as those two are concerned. Right, front squat, obviously make sure you get below parallel. And then obviously for the jerk, your choice, push jerk, it could be a split jerk, whatever you feel more comfortable with getting that overhead. We'll have plenty of weights for you to go as heavy as you need to go. As far as we'll have 8 people going at one time. just to keep it safe inside. This will be at the amphitheater, which is going to be just across the street from our venue. So you can walk there. Obviously, you can drive there if you want to as well. It's not very far. When you're doing your run in the morning, you will run by the backside of the amphitheater, so you will be able to see kind of where you're doing this. It is covered, so we will be in the shade. Behind the facility is where you'll do your warm-up. We'll have it all blocked off with barbells and plates. We prefer, obviously, to keep it relatively, whoever's in the next heat or on deck, kind of let those guys get their weights. We'll have plenty of barbells and weights, but we don't want to overcrowd that area. So kind of be mindful of when you go back there to warm up. Because of where it's at, unfortunately, I can't provide any like rowers or bikes back there. They'll be up at the main venue. So as far as warming up is concerned, if you need extra stuff, maybe you could do some stuff in the college, then come over the ARC Center and come over and kind of get going or whatever. But we'll have tents for shade if it is hot. There's a backside of the facility that has bathrooms in there. It is air conditioned, so when you get let out into the actual like stage for the lift, if anybody wants to kind of hang out there, they can, to kind of stay cool and whatnot in between their heat. So again, as far as the complex, again, it's a clean, hang clean, front squat jerk. Again, you can power or squat those cleans. Your choice. You must attempt those, the complex, in order to kind of get credit, regardless if you get the lift or not. And then you can go up or go down, doesn't matter. If you miss the heavy lift, you don't have to stay the same way to go up. You can go down, up, it's your choice. And obviously the most successful lift you get will be your overall lift. There's no tie break for this. There's enough events throughout the whole entire weekend, obviously, that hopefully you guys can separate yourself a little bit. We will have tie breaks in the sense of head to head. So like if you are tied with someone going to a certain event, or you want to be in the last heat, because we do reseed the heats, we'll do head to head. So whoever has the most, whoever's doing better as far as more, first place, second place, or high finishes, that's how we'll have those tie break position times. So that'll be event 2, and that's outside at the amphitheater on Friday. That'll conclude your day. The women we'll have our RX individuals there as well, so we'll keep the women together. So RX women will go first, then the RX women, then the RX men, and then the elite men. That way, changing out weights and stuff is pretty seamless. But that's how we'll roll with that. That'll be outside. Like I said, it should be a pretty nice day for that event. That'll conclude the day. When Saturday hits, you guys are not required to be at the venue until your heat time. So like I would recommend getting there obviously enough time to get settled in, warm up, check in with any event staff if you need to with anything, and then obviously get ready for your workout. You guys will only ever be on the main floor, so that's floor 1, which is the rig. It'll be pretty self-explanatory. Once you guys arrive, you'll be able to tell which is floor 1, floor 2. And you guys will hopefully have plenty of space back there, kind of a designated men's area, women's areas for barbells and weights. That way you guys aren't having to worry about kind of interrupting each other too much. We'll have a warm-up rig with ropes, rings, pull-up, toe to bar, all that stuff you need. Space for handstand push-ups, handstand walks. We'll have bikes, we'll have rowers for the warm-up area, stuff like that. If you need to bring any type of like mobility stuff like rollers, bands, stuff like that, that's kind of on you. We tried to do that stuff in the past, but unfortunately some of that stuff gets, not maybe not intentionally, but gets taken. So we're not going to provide that this year. So if you guys need that stuff, make sure you do provide it. We will have athlete care there for you, which is free. So if you guys need like boots or just whatever type of stretching, flossing, things like that, we'll have some staff there for that. So on Saturday when you guys arrive, again, you don't have to be there until your heat time. So if you're in the first heat, obviously you can get there a little bit earlier than the third heat. But again, I recommend getting there in time to make sure you can warm up, do all the things you need to do. When you come back on day 3, you don't need to check in up front as far as like with staff. That's not necessary. But obviously, if you have questions for our event directors in the back, you can ask them. So event 3 will be 4 time with a 15-minute cap. You'll start with a 50-foot rec bag lunge. Some people asking what a rec bag is. Like, this is your rec bag right here. It's empty right now, obviously. We'll have this stuff with like sand and small sand inserts to make it the way it needs to be. It's pretty compact once it's in there. So you guys should be able to move it pretty easy. It's your choice. Shoulder, you can put it around your head or your neck, I should say, depending upon how comfortable you are getting the weight to your back and to your shoulder. That's your choice. You will start at the finish line, and 3, 2, 1, go. You will lunge that sandbag, that rec bag, I should say, down to the rig. Once you get to that 50-foot distance, it's clearly marked off. You'll drop your bag, and the men will perform 18 muscle ups on the rings, and the women perform 15 on the rings, right? Obviously, most of you are probably done a few ring muscle ups in your day, but as far as we're looking for is like catching that support position, lock out before you guys push away. We do have the AFJ coming in. They will be your judges the whole weekend. So you guys have a solid staff of, in my opinion, professional judging. So when you guys are doing your movements, you will be held to that standard. So be mindful of your range of motion when you guys are coming out of that ring muscle up. Again, make sure you guys lock out in that support position before you push away. Then you guys have 50 wall ball shots. This will be on the front of the rig. We'll have our shots off to the front to the side. They'll be clearly indicated with lane numbers and whatnot, so it's pretty obvious which one's yours. Looking for the men to make contact at a 10-foot target, the women at a 9-foot target. Your standard 20-pound med ball for the men, 14 for the women. Full range of motion is the hip crease below the parallel, and then making contact with the correct height, right? From there, you'll turn around, pick up your rec bag, and you'll lunge to the finish line and then back down, and then you'll perform essentially the same thing, 18, 15 ring muscle ups for the men and women, 50 wall ball shots, and then you'll lunge down to the finish, right, to complete the workout. Once you pass the 50-foot line, you can drop your bag, and you'll finish at the stop mats, right, to complete that workout. Right, so again, for the most part, pretty self-explanatory. I feel like for the most part, the rec bags were a question, like what is a rec bag? So this is what we're looking. This is what we're calling them, I guess, rec bags. We will have, unfortunately, we will not. There's a potential we might have some in the warm-up area. I'm not totally sure yet. If we don't, we'll have heavy dumbbells and stuff in the back. So if you guys want to put those like on your shoulders and stuff like that, you can use that to kind of simulate the lunge. I only have so many of these, so hopefully I'll have a couple extras that we can put back there so you guys can mess with them a little bit before you start the workout. We will have wall balls in the warm-up area. There's space for wall ball shots. Obviously, we'll have rings on the rig back there. So everything you're doing back there, you'll be able to come out on the floor, be ready to roll. We will have crash pads. So if the women need to increase the height so they can get those rings, we'll have all that stuff for you guys. So you have that. So again, that's event 3. From there, obviously, have a little bit of a break, and then we'll move into event 4, which is the final workout on day 2 for you guys. And this will be 4 time as well with a 17-minute cap. You guys start under the rig off your bikes. 3, 2, 1, go. You'll hop on your bike, and you guys will perform 30 calories for the men, 25 for the women. From there, you'll move into a 100-foot handstand walk. So you'll move under the rig, onto the floor. You'll handstand walk down, handstand walk back. Once you've done that, you're now into 4 rounds. Those 4 rounds will consist of 21 toes to bar with a descending order of wall-facing handstand push-ups, and then you'll finish out with 12 power snatches within the 4-round window. Now, for the wall-facing handstand push-ups, some of the questions were, can I kip for that? No, that will be strict. You must do a strict wall-facing handstand push-up, and you must wall walk into your first rep. So when you guys start the rep, or if you come down off the wall, you must always do a wall walk to get back up on the wall. You can't cartwheel onto the wall. If you want to kind of come out of that into almost like a little mini flip off the wall or a somersault, you can. If you want to kick off the wall, you can as well to come down. So I'm not requiring you guys to come down back to the ground in a wall walk position, but you must start with that to get up onto the wall. All right. For toe to bar, again, you guys have probably done a million in your lifetimes. Make sure your 2 feet make contact with the bar in between your hands at the same time, and the heels pass behind the hips. The power snatch weight is 95 pounds for the men and 65 for the women. Right, you guys will just obviously take that bar from ground to overhead, all one motion for those movements, right? And then when you finish the 4th round, you'll complete a 100-foot handstand walk. So you go up and back, and then you're back under the rig to finish out your 30-25, and you will run back to finish across the finish line. So everything we do here will have a start mat and an end mat. So when you are finishing up on your workout, you must cross the finish line in order for the time to be completed, right? So just be mindful of that. You're not done until you finish that across that line. We will have chest pieces. So when you guys are doing your 4 rounds, you will move your chest piece up every round to indicate what round you're on. So round 1, round 2, round 3, and then round 4. That way you guys can kind of indicate what round you're on as well. Also kind of help keep track of where you're at from a spectator standpoint, and from hopefully if you guys start to kind of lose track, you know where you're at. But again, you need to move that chest piece up every round when you complete a round. Again, 17-minute cap when you guys finish that. Obviously, hopefully on the cap, it should be a good workout. It'll be done for the day, right? That'll be the last workout of the day for day 2. And then that'll put us into our final 2 events of the weekend. So that morning we'll start with another workout for time with a 15-minute cap. You guys have 120 double unders. I'm just gonna read it off real quick, then we'll kind of touch back on what's going on. So 120 dubs, 6 legless rope climbs for the men, 5 for the women. You have 30 deadlifts, 315 for the men, and it should be 225 for the ladies. Then you're back to 6 regular rope climbs, followed by another 120 double unders, and then finally a 60-50 cal row, and then 30 burpee box jump overs. Right, so that being said, you guys obviously can have your own ropes out on the floor. We'll show you where to position those so that it's in the correct sequence of what we got going on for the workout. It is a 15-foot rope climb, a true 15-foot rope climb. So obviously, if you've been practicing on that, you're good to go. But yeah, so that we'll have obviously matting underneath the rig, all that good stuff for safety. But it is a legless rope climb to start with. Then after you hit your 30 deadlifts, you will go into 6 regular rope climbs, right? Again, that deadlift weight is as prescribed at 315 for the men, 225 for the women. It's a little bit of a heavier deadlift. That barbell will stay in place. We're not gonna move it anywhere just because we have so much going on that floor. After you finish up your 6 rope climbs, you're gonna move back to your jump rope to complete 120 double unders. And then you guys will all move to your rower, which will put you into the back end of the workout with the calorie row. Once you guys get to the burpee box jumps, you will do your first 15 in one location, and then you'll move your box up to another location for 15 more, and then after that you'll cross the finish line. But you'll see it on the ground marked where the numbers are, so you will need to move your box up after 15 reps are completed, right? So you're at the halfway point. As far as what we're looking for some standards here for the rope climbs, we have some cladding at the top, so you will hit that to indicate that you've made contact at the correct height, right? So be mindful that you can't miss it. It's pretty accessible, so it's thick as well. So any athletes have been in the past, they've seen it, right? So it's pretty easy to make contact with. As far as the deadlifts, right? Full lockout, knees, hips are locked out. Again, that's what those judges are looking for when you guys are performing these lifts. It could be touch and go, it could be singles, whatever you need to do to get it done. And then for the burpee box jump overs, hips, chest to the floor, right? 2 foot takeoff, 2 feet need to land on the box, right? So I've seen in the past some people do a 1 foot touch and then kind of jump over. Make sure 2 feet are on the box to make contact. You can step down, you can jump down. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever is safer for you or feels better. But you can jump up and over, or you can jump up and step down. Your choice. If you want to jump completely over the box as well, I guess technically if that's your choice, that's allowed as well. I'm not sure if that's the greatest idea, but if you're a beast and you want to do complete jump overs, that's an option as well. All right. So again, that'll complete the first event on day 3, and that'll put you guys in the final. All athletes will complete the final event, so all 30 men and women will move up to the last event, which is hopefully going to be a pretty cool way to end the weekend. Should be quick, 8-minute cap. I know when I tested the workout, I felt like a worse version of Fran. So I guess you guys are way fitter than I am, so we'll see how it affects you guys. But you have 15 bar muscle ups start with as a male, 12 as a female. Then you'll move into 21 thrusters. That weight is across the board, 95-65, so your standard thruster weight for all the men and women. All right, then you're moving to 30 chest to bar pull-ups, or back to the rig for 30 chest to bar pull-ups. That's the same number across the board for men and women. Back to your thrusters for 21, right? Then back to the rig for 15 and 12 bar muscle ups, and then back to that barbell one more time for 21 thrusters. When you finish, again, you need to cross that finish line to complete your workout. And that'll be a stiff 8-minute cap, right? So definitely a dead sprint to finish the day. I think we'll be down around like 130 range, I believe. We'll have podium, I think it's around 155. So it should be a quick day for you guys to get out of there. So if some of you are traveling and get home, hopefully, or you have flights and stuff like that, you get out there pretty quick. But yeah, so that'll be the completion of the weekend for our elite individuals. For the bar muscle ups, right, just make sure you guys get to a lockout position above the bar when you pass through. Make sure you guys keeping the arms locked out in the bottom position of that bar muscle up. For the thrusters, hip low parallel, right, lock out, head through, right, full range of motion for your thruster. Again, we got some awesome judges there that are going to uphold those standards. Chest to bar, right, make sure the chest make contact with the pull-up bar each time for that range of motion into a dead hang position at the bottom for your chest to bar. And then obviously the rest of the work kind of mirrors itself, right? So I think for the most part, didn't throw any like crazy movements, any crazy scenarios of workouts this year. Pretty straightforward. To me, it's just typical straight CrossFit. Your fitness should be able to shine. I don't think there's too many roadblocks for the most part. If you're pretty fit, you should be able to crush these workouts. So you got 6 across the weekend. Obviously, at the end of the weekend, we'll have our podium to figure out who's going to stay on top of that, win those cash prizes. So if you have any questions between now and next weekend, please let me know. You can obviously reach out through email or through Messenger on Instagram. And then obviously at the event, we'll have our head judges there. We'll have our our event flow directors, stuff like that. So if you got athlete control, that stuff. If you guys have any questions, obviously we can answer those for you as well. So we're not too far off. I guess we're about 5-6 days out. So if you have any questions, please ask ahead of time. If not, we'll see you guys in a couple of days. Safe travels. We're excited to bring you year 10 of our event. We have an awesome turnout this year again. So super psyched to host everybody, and we can't wait to see you guys here in a couple of days.